Yeah, my good friends, I extend my greetings to everyone. I can't be ashamed of my identity, my origin. I would like you to watch this video. Be attentive. Watch the video to the end. You will understand something. History reminds people how far they have gone and where they are going. Falsehood doesn't last, and the stolen crown is a miracle. No nation will excel on altar of injustice. No nation on earth will excel on altar of injustice. Nigeria has suffered a lot because of men and women of integrity, falsehood, a whole lot of dangerous conspiracies. Watch this and listen. Don't be in a haste. It's very short and precise, and you will understand something. Igbos as a race, they have contributed a lot all over the world. They are on top. They are the top notchers. As far as human race is concerned, anything that is good causes envy. They contribute a lot in Nigeria, in football, in education, in aviation, in transportation. Mention it. They contribute a lot in commerce. All over the world, not only in Nigeria. So anybody who rejects Igbo race, know that they are better than you. So we shouldn't allow inferiority complex. If you have an Igbo name in all the 13 states, not only 5 states, there are fires that are unquenchable. Oh yes. There are things there's a fire you cannot extinguish. So listen to this and you learn from that. Share this video. My name is Brother Paul Ochibo. May God
happened to be the many factors that led to this identity crisis. One of it is an effect of civil war. Okay. Because after the civil war, there are a lot of government policy that was enacted that is against anything that is Igbo. So a whole lot of people were trying to escape that policy. And for you to escape the policy, you must deny not being part of this. Okay. If you say you are an Igbo person, that means even if you have 20 billion in your account, you only entitled of 20 pounds. So for you not to lose what you have labored for. So what is there that I'm not Igbo? Where are you from? You claim anywhere. That is the genesis and one of the major reasons a whole lot of us are denying. And the people that are actually pushing this identity issue now are not involved from the beginning. Okay. Their parents are parents who actually embark on that journey of denying who they are. Most of them are no more alive to tell us the reason why they did what they did. But out of research and some of the things we have done, we've actually discovered that it was not an intentional. They were doing that for survival. Okay, for survival. For survival. They were doing that for survival. Because it was a game of if you can't beat them, you join them. That is all. So that has eaten deep into the fabric of the Anyomaness in us. And in fact, I was just doing a video trying to respond to my brother Ejikeme Obioko, who said he's an Inuani man, but he's not a descendant of Igbo. There is something I want to correct. Sorry. I was just wondering, and under the statement, and he went ahead to request for Anyoma State that we need Anyoma State, that it doesn't care wherever it is posited. And people came under to start saying no, they don't, just because of what you said, civil war and the Biafran agitation. Yes. What he said is that when he said he's an Inuani man, that he's not a descendant of an Igbo, I want to say this. This is one of the major things that most people have come in contact with, are struggling with. Is an information we need to correct. I'm an Igbo man. I'm not a descendant of Igbo. Anambra man is an Igbo man. He's not a descendant of Igbo. I'm an what is it called? Anyoma man. I'm not a descendant of Anyoma. But an Igbo man. But I'm an Igbo man. So why am I saying this? When most of us believe that when they accept being Igbo, it simply means they came from somewhere in Igbo land. That is something they should understand. Last time, that is the mentality, but that is not true. Because when you look at the formation that makes us, all of us. This is a kind of vice versa. When we talk about migration, there are people who migrate down, there are people who migrate back. So it's a vice versa. You cannot claim that this is where you are coming from. But the truth is that what we possess has actually shown to us that we are all one.
Okay. Thank you very much, my amiable president, Kennedy Owen Madu. I would like to come down to the Omu. I want to enjoy your wealth of knowledge. And you being at the focal point of where this crisis prevails a lot. This crisis has been established so deeply in the Eze Chima clan. Talking about the Iseluku, the Iseles, the Onichas, et al. The question I would like you to address today, Eze Chima. Who is Eze Chima?
Bello Shima Mama. That's your question. Figure well.
And knowing that you are from Obio, which is the head.
You see? And Eze Chima, like everybody know. I don't know him in person. I was not born then. We all hear Eze Chima, Eze Chima. But my parents never told me that I am not an Igbo person.
Okay.
That's all I can say here. So like my brother said here, if you deny your identity, then who are you? I keep asking this question. Eze Chima came from somewhere. It is possible that nobody that is still alive that can say this is where Eze Chima come from. But at least the truth being told, there are still people who knows the story.
Okay.
Which I have met, with them. And they told me the story. But just to know that I am just an Omo, there are some things I cannot say. I will be crucified. But I know where I'm coming from. I keep saying it. I have said it times without number. I've said it before. I'm saying it again. I am an Igbo woman. My parents never told me I am from Yoruba or Hausa. My grandparents never told me. My forefathers never told me. So, if I, as an Omo of Obio, tell you that I am an Igbo woman, I'm 100% correct.
Is Eze Chima an Igbo man or a Bini man?
That is what I cannot say.
When you to support Mama in her submission, the word, there are things you need to know.
Yes.
Having preserved that name, Eze Chima, you should know that name, that word actually belongs to a certain language family. So who are the people? Where do you find that such word, Eze and Chime or Chima? It falls under the Igbo language family. So that means Eze Chima to have had that name shows that he's an Igbo man.
Some people have said that it is Eze Ekimi.
Now where is the Eze coming from? If Ekimi should be at the end, where is the Eze coming from? You see, one thing we should do is this. Our people, it's time we begin to tell ourselves the truth. What I see among our people is inferiority complex. I use the word
and fear of your own.
Fear of. There is nothing to fear. There is nothing like unknown to be fear of. Coming out to say this is who I am because you have looked at your tradition, you have looked at your culture, your name is there. When we look at you as a human being, there are characters that you possess. Anyone a man cannot behave like an Hausa person.
It's not possible.
Anyone a man cannot behave like an Yoruba person. Anyone a man cannot behave like Isoko and a Chekiri person. But when you see an anyone a man and you see an Onitsha person, there is nothing different in character. Even in physics, when you look at his physical build and all that,
culture.
Nothing tells you know that we are nothing but one. But I just told you that something happened. The word Igbo has been under a kind of attack. Not even from today. If you are studied and read very wide to see that the word Igbo has actually faced a lot of persecution from within and outside. How did I mean? When you look at our contact with the foreigners, from Portuguese to the Britain and to all the white that actually came into this area, you discover that the word Igbo that you see that we are facing division today is not just because people hate us, but it is because of the transaction where we have had in time past with the Europeans. Number one, you look at the Aba Women Riot, you look at the Kumeku War, you look at the Isuama Resistance. There are a lot of things that give that name a kind of issue that is suffering today. The Britain, I will not make this statement without dropping this word. What P2B is suffering today is linked to the word Igbo. Not that P2B is not qualified to lead Nigeria. The white are not even ready to give their support to anything Igbo in ruling Nigeria because of what they went through in our hand. We resisted them.
Yes.
Yorubas were very easy to penetrate. Hausas were very easy to penetrate. The Portuguese who came through Iguacha, the river state, were chased because our people were seeing it. They were strange to us. We never saw something that were coloring that way. They were chased. They ran through the sea down to the west where they meet the Yorubas, who are the Oduduwas. They were easy to blend. And for that, up to today, Britain is still keeping that.
Enmity.
They're still keeping that. So the word Igbo face challenge whenever it's been mentioned. So our forefathers decided to take a word out of that name, to create a word of their own that can give them identity that differs from that word Igbo. But they started this journey from a very long time, which has taken over 10 to 50 over 10 decades, over 100 years, that this issue of trying to separate us themselves from where they're supposed to be. Till now,
it's more than 2 seconds.
But the Ekumeku, that's but then I like to highlight it Ekuneku because you don't speak. That war was not fought across the Niger.
yes,
And it was called Igbo resistance.
Igbo
In fact, they called it the Western Igbo resistance.
Yeah. Now,
that war was fought around the Anioma, and not Anioma is a political statement. The Enuani region. It was fought there.
well, let me say what you are just saying. We had the white had a lot of encounter with us. There is Isuama resistance. This Isuama resistance, there are people who partake to it because people who migrated out of Isuama, you look at these Ndoni people, you look at these some part of Ikone River State.
Yeah.
Most of them trace their genealogy to Isuama. Even those who are pointing Akalaka and so, it's within the Isuama axis, stroke Abo and whatsoever. Now, one thing is that if you say you are not Igbo, you must lay hand on somewhere so that you will not fall your hand. That is the reason why most of them are paying allegiance from beginning to the Benin.
Okay.
But the truth is that we have Isuama resistance, we have Ekumeku war, we have what is it called? Ukwane, Awa, Otu, you know, there are a lot of resistance that the white men, and that is the reason why they decided to place what is called divide and rule strategy, division among us. But they believe that if these people are able to come together, having this kind of doggedness in them, that they will rule the world. So what are we going to do to keep them weak is to divide them. So they planted that seed of divide and rule strategy, which you and I are battling today. So most of our youth that you see today that are saying, I know I know this, they are acting the script they met. There's a script already. So most of them are not even ready to take step forward further to actually discover what actually transpired.
They failed to ask themselves very important, simple question.
Yeah. Why did I bear this name?
Yes.
Why did I have 4 market days?
Yeah.
Why did we have OB? Why did you have this? Why did you have Ada? Why did you have Okbara? There are some things you look at our community name as spiritual affiliation. I told somebody, I said, Oga, there are some of the things that you inherited from your forefathers. Aside the land, one thing you must not kill, but you want to know where you are coming from, is your spiritual journey. The deities.
My brother, apart from that, the white men came with churches to deceive us. You understand me? It was through that church they were able to divide us. When they take the woman, they take the children. They maybe when the man is resisting, the woman will go for her husband, come to church. You understand me? So they divided us among ourselves. And that is what we are suffering today. If you come to think of it, parents failed their children. It is not the fault of the children. It is the fault of the parents who failed to talk to their children. Because your grandfather, from a child to the grandfather, should be able to know what happened that time. If you met your grandfather, you have met your ancestors. But these days, people talk of church more than their tradition, their culture. You understand me? When you're telling them something, no, don't go to this festival, don't do this. It is against the rule of the Lord, this, that. But behind them, they do something else. They know the truth, but they cannot come out openly to say the truth.